everybody, and welcome to Enjoy English. I am Shane.
大家好，我是 Bernice.
Hello, Bernice.
Hi, Shane.
Okay, well, look, we still were talking about dates, a fruit rooted in history and health. And we have learned quite a bit about the health aspects of it. We've learned about what the tree is like, what benefits there are to dates, a little bit about how many calories there are. We've learned, stuff about that, but we haven't talked too much about the history of them yet, have we?
Yeah, that's true.
So today I think we're going to be taking a look at the history of dates and learn a little bit more about where they come from, what's made them so important over all these years.
没错，刚刚 Shane 老师就讲了，我们在 Day 1的时候已经讲到这个 dates， 它有这么多的 benefits， 有这么多的好处，而且还有讲到它的这个生长的树啊的一些东西。可是我们到现在还没有听到，就是有关于 dates 本身的这个history， 它的历史到底它是怎么来的呢？因为我们知道我们的主题就是在讲这些历史悠久又健康的这一个所谓的超级食物啊，所以呢，它的历史到底是如何的呢？
All right, let's find out. Be right back.
好的。
Dates, a fruit rooted in history and health. It should come as no surprise that a fruit as healthy and easy to grow as dates has played a significant role throughout history. Dates have been mentioned in many religions and cultures around the world. In Islam, the date palm is highly valued and appears several times in the Quran, the Islamic holy book. The Quran says the tree is a source of food and fiber, helps with childbirth, provides shade, and stands for wisdom. Dates are also regarded as fruit, medicine, a drink, and a sweet treat. Even today, many Muslims choose to break their fasts with dates during Ramadan. In many cultures, dates are considered a symbol of gratitude, generosity, and good health. In Pakistan, they are offered to guests during weddings. Across the Arabian Peninsula, several countries hold date festivals, attracting tourists from around the world to enjoy this delicious fruit. From religious texts to modern kitchens, dates continue to support both body and spirit. Whether they are eaten fresh or dried, this ancient fruit remains a global symbol of nutrition and celebration.
All right, let's jump right into this, okay? Jump in, dive in.
All right.
Dive in.
跳进去了。
Okay, all right. It should come as no surprise that a fruit as healthy and easy to grow as dates has played a significant role throughout history. So it should come as no surprise. So you shouldn't be surprised to figure this out. I mean, obviously, if there's something this amazing, it's going to be very important through history, right?
That's true. 所以呢，这边讲到 come as no surprise， 就叫不足为奇，就是没有什么好惊讶的，这种感觉啦，对。
It's played a significant role.
Yeah, significant.
Significant just meaning very important.
Yes.
Right? Significant role. So it's played an important role, you could also say, in the role throughout history.
没错，所以这个第一个句子就讲说，其实椰枣这个东西，因为我们在 Day 1已经知道了，它有这么多的好处，不管是它有这个对于疾病这个癌症抵抗癌症的这样的抗氧化物啦，还有它的这个 date trees 很好的种植啊，只要在任何干燥，然后不管你天气是热的还是冷都很好种植，所以我们可以知道椰枣呢这个东西呢，应该是 come as no surprise， 这件事情没有什么好让你讶异的。不足为奇啊，什么东西呢？就是这样的食物，像什么一样的，所以这个 as 我们记得后面那个 as 才是和什么一样，和 前面那个 as 是一个副词叫一样，所以它的中间两个 as 的中间你可以放的是形容词或副词。那我们这边看到的是 healthy and easy， 你放到两个形容词，就是这样的一个水果，它不但是很健康，而且它又很容易的来种植，这件事情根本一点也不足为奇，尤其是它扮演的这么样的重要，刚刚老师讲的 significant 就是 very important，或者你可以用 vital V-I-T-A-L， 它是这么样重要的一个角色，在这个整个历史上面扮演的角色是相当重要。
Yeah, when you see vite, V-I-T, this usually has to do with life. And so something that's vital is something that is important for life. That's why you see the word vitamins has vite in the beginning. It's because they are good for life.
没错。
So a vital role, right? Supporting life throughout history. Okay, continuing. Dates have been mentioned in many religions and cultures around the world. So when we're talking about religions, we're talking about people who have a system of belief, usually having to do with what the origin of the world is, what the god or gods are in their religion, and usually there are some rules and things to follow in a religion. So that's basically what a religion is.
没错，对，所以接下来我们终于要谈到它的历史了。所以他就说呢，野枣这个东西呢，一直以来都不断的被提及哦，所以记得这边用的是被动式，在许许多的宗教里面，刚刚老师讲了，这个 religion 的话，就是一个国家的人民对于他的一些，比如说神明啦，或者是他们一些文化习俗上面的一些规则啦的这些东西，所以对，所以它就是叫宗教，还有他们的文化 around the world， 在全世界都有被提及到。
Absolutely. Okay. Okay, so they've played a significant role throughout history. They've been mentioned in many religious and cultures around the world. So let's find out a little bit more specifically about some of the religions. Okay. In Islam, the date palm is highly valued and appears several times in the Quran, the Islamic holy book. So it's highly valued. If something has value, it has worth. It has something that is important for you and that you find importance in is value. And sometimes we can think of value in terms of money and economics. We can think of things of valuable like having friendships. You know, these things all have value.
OK， 好，所以我们接下来就要开始讲它的历史了。第一个，他讲的这个历史是在伊斯兰教里面。他说，在伊斯兰教里面，这个野枣树呢，刚才老师讲的 value 就是你把它当成一个很有价值的东西，所以你会很重视它，所以它是高度的被受到重视，而且呢，它不断的 appears 就是出现好几次哦 ，several times， 尤其是在这个所谓的伊斯兰的一个 holy book。Holy 我们知道就是神圣的意思嘛，哈，对，它的神圣的这个书典里面呢，叫做古兰经，我想大家都听过，在这本书里面不断的一直出现 dates 这个字。
Yeah, they appear all throughout the holy book. Okay, the Quran says the tree is a source of food and fiber, helps with childbirth, provides shade, and stands for wisdom. Okay, so if it says something stands for wisdom, it just means that it's important for wisdom. It means that it's like 代表, right? To stand for something just means that you
represent.
Good word, represent.
Right?
There you go. Thank you for helping me, teacher. It represents that. So we know that it stands for wisdom. It's interesting that it helps with childbirth. We haven't heard anything about that yet.
Okay.
But we do know that it's a good food that has lots of fiber in it. So they tell out a little bit here. Of course, we can think of a palm tree. It's going to have shade.
Yeah.
But helping with childbirth. Okay, this is something that's specific to the Quran.
嗯
So far, we haven't heard this. So is it true? I don't know. But
哦，OK，
according to this holy book, it is true.
没错，所以呢，《古兰经》里面到底是，因为我们刚刚讲嘛，这个野枣树这样的一个词汇一直不断的出现在这样的一个书籍、一个圣书里面，它到底是怎么样去描述它呢？他说的《古兰经》里面就说了，好，这样子的一种野枣树呢，其实它就是这些食物啦，还有纤维质的 source 的来源，而且它可以帮助，我们刚刚讲分娩就是生宝宝。就是孕妇们 pregnant women， 可能你多吃这些野枣，可能因为它里面有很好的这些纤维质啊，还有这些矿物质啊，可能对于孕妇的健康来说是很好，你也可以生出健康的宝宝，对不对？对。OK， 好的，并且呢，再来，因为它是树嘛，所以它会提供遮荫啊，这个东西，并且呢，它还有代表的另外一个意思，就是智慧的象征。
I can't make 4 fingers. I have to go like this or this.
Oh, okay.
There you go. I broke this finger before.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So it's a little
So
bit.
that's why you can't do this.
Yeah,
I can.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Of course. both
Actually,
of my hands.
I can't do it with this one very good either. Oh, man.
Not so good at that.
Yeah, my hands are dumb. Okay, let's continue.
Okay.
Dates are also regarded as fruit, medicine, a drink, and a sweet treat. Whoa, okay, so we know it's a fruit. Medicine. Well, we do know
Medicine.
about the antioxidants, right?
Yeah, we just know that.
So, but maybe it could be used to treat certain diseases. If it's being used as medicine, as per the Quran, it can be made into a drink.
Yeah, right.
I've never had fig juice. Have you?
We can put some dates into the water and make it like a drink, sweet drink. Yeah, I think so.
But you haven't tried it though.
Yeah, I
right?
haven't tried it.
I haven't tried it either,
Okay.
but that might be good. And a sweet treat. Well, we know that it can be eaten as food, so like as a snack, it's just a good treat to have. And when we say something is a treat, we were talking before about has a lot of calories. Treats should be treated with respect. You don't want to eat too many of them. You eat too many treats, and then you get a treat right in your belly, and then you'll get a nice big fat belly like me. I eat too many dates.
OK， 好，所以谢老师说，既然呢这个野枣呢，我们把它称之为一种 treat， 好，就是说它是一种食物嘛，哈，一个甜食嘛，还有一个点心，所以呢，我们要好好的对待它，不要吃太多这样子的意思啦，哈，不然就会像它有一个小肚子，小肚子，好 ，OK， 好。所以在这边就讲了，这些所谓的野枣呢，除了刚才在这个《古兰经》里面多次的被提到之外呢，它同时呢也被 be regarded as， 我们就要是 be viewed as or be looked upon as， be seen as， 就是被视为什么呢？它除了是水果之外，还是 medicine， 它也可以用药哦。甚至呢，它也是一种饮料。就像我们两个老师刚刚在讲说，我们好像没有想过说可以把椰枣放在饮料里面来饮用，这样子还没有想过这样的一个想法。甚至呢，当然啦，因为它的这个热量很高嘛，所以呢，它又是干燥的这样子在食用的，所以呢，它也是一个不错的甜食。
Okay. Even today, many Muslims choose to break their fasts with dates during Ramadan. Okay, so they break their fasts. Now, when we're talking about a fast here, not talking about fast. A fast is during Ramadan, they don't eat from sunrise to sundown. And that's part of their religious belief, and they have like 1 month where they do this. And when they maybe when it becomes evening, they can eat again, and they'll break their fast. If you've ever noticed the word breakfast, breakfast, we call it breakfast, but if you break the word down, it's break fast. It's kind of because you've been up all night, been sleeping all night, and you haven't eaten, you break your fast. But here, literally, you have been fasting, purposely not eating food for a religious reason, in this case, and then you can take some dates and break your fast with a date.
没错。所以这个英文这个字 breakfast 它怎么来的？为什么它叫早餐？就是从这两个字，你把这两个字分开来看，就是第一个字是 break， 第二个字是一个 fast。所以 fast 是什么意思呢？这个 fast 就是指斋戒。那斋戒月呢，它其实就是说，刚才老师讲的日出之后啦，到日落前，你不可以进食，也不能喝水。都不行，然后后来过了这个时间之后呢，你就可以开始吃一点东西，或者是喝一点东西。那这边呢，就是讲说，你就可以吃这个所谓的 dates 啊，吃这些野枣来作为你的这个一开始进食的这个食物。也为什么它被称之为早餐的原因，就是早餐不一定是说早上起来吃，只要是你的第一餐。其实它就是一个早餐，就你睡起来，人睡起来的第一个餐点。所以呢，一直到了今天呢，有许多的这些穆斯林呢，他们依旧选择呢，会在他们的斋戒月的时候呢，来做这个期间，然后用吃这个野枣来开斋，就是开始禁食了。对，所以这个 Ramadan 这个字呢，就是他们的这个所谓的禁月，好，就是他们的这个赖买单月，这是中文这样翻译啦。大家其次呢，就是通常是在伊斯兰的日历里面，哈，他们讲的是第9个月，然后也就是他们实行斋戒的这个月份，所以有人把它称之为斋戒月。
Right. Yeah. And it makes sense that it's Muslims in particular because a lot of the countries that are mostly Muslim are in dry climates that have very like desert-like conditions. So it makes a lot of sense that in Muslim countries that this would be a very important fruit or important food. Okay, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not only in Muslim cultures, right? Let's continue. In many cultures, dates are considered a symbol of gratitude, generosity, and good health. Okay, so a symbol. If something is a symbol for something else, we can use that word again. Represents.
Yeah.
It can represent that other thing. So if you say that this gold coin is a symbol for money, we could say that it represents money.
Yes.
So you can use this gold coin as money.
That's true.
Right. Okay. So it's a symbol of gratitude. Generosity, which just means being very generous. Generous is giving, and you're very willing to give people things who are especially in need of it. And it's also good for your health.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've learned that already.
对，所以呢，在很多的文化里面呢，这个野枣呢，也被人家认为是就换了另外一个用法 ，be considered， 后面就直接接名词哈。那可以被认为是一种象征，什么样的象征呢？他这边就讲了是 gratitude 就是感恩，好，对于人家要感谢人家，然后呢，甚至很慷慨，还有健康的这种象征。
Okay. Continuing. In Pakistan, they are offered to guests during weddings. Oh, okay. So during an Islamic culture, in the Quran, it's all about Ramadan. And the figs play a very important role. Here in Pakistan, they're given during weddings. Now, a wedding is when two people get married to each other. This celebration, this event, we call a wedding. So they're given to the people there as, the guests. They're given these little figs to eat, to enjoy, because, you give it to them because you're generous.
Yeah.
Right? And they're good for your health, and you're very grateful that they came to your wedding.
Yes.
So that's a good reason to give it to him.
没错，所以在这个婚礼上面呢，给这个野枣也是一个相当不错的一个含义啦，哈。像我们在这个台湾，我们可能就是给一些糖果啦、巧克力啦，这样子作为一个谢谢你的宾客来参加你的婚礼。那在这边呢，讲的是这个所谓的巴基斯坦。巴基斯坦呢，他们则是用 dates 啊，就是用这些野枣。 然后呢就会are offered 就是被提供被提供给这些来参加他们这些婚礼上面来这个提供给他们这些参加的宾客们，所以这也是一个很好的一个象征的意义嘛，因为我们刚刚讲的 dates 它原本就有讲象征的说感谢人家，谢谢你来参加我的婚礼，然后我们很慷慨，我们非常的愿意也给你一些回馈，然后呢甚至也希望你们来参加的宾客身体都很健康。
Okay, continuing.
All right.
Across the Arabian Peninsula, several countries hold date festivals, attracting tourists from around the world to enjoy the delicious fruit. This delicious fruit, sorry. Yeah, so all across the Arabian Peninsula, they have date festivals. So a festival, is kind of like a celebration of something. So they're celebrating the date. So I'm sure they'll have all kinds of date drinks, date jam, date dried fruit, date fresh fruit, date everything.
没错，所以它最后这一个句子就是讲说呢，在整个阿拉伯半岛，我们知道这个 peninsula 就是指三面环海，然后呢其中有一面就是在跟着陆地有连接到陆地的这样的一个地形，我们就称之为这个半岛。他说在这个阿拉伯半岛，这整个阿拉伯半岛里面呢，里面有很多个国家呢，他们同时还举办所谓的野枣节。那老师刚才讲的 festival 就是一种好像庆祝觉得这个是一个节日这样，然后大家呢在那一天呢就会吃各式各样的这个野枣所做的这个成品，所以呢就吸引了这样的一个节日呢 attracting 一样是分词构句，这样的一个节日呢就吸引了很多很多从全世界来的这些观光客，大家都来享受这一个美丽又好吃的这样的一个水果。
Good. Okay, let's take a short break.
OK。
Okay, so continuing from religious texts to modern kitchens, dates continue to support both body and spirit. All right, so from religious texts like the Quran to modern kitchens, we all, know what dates are. We use them in our own daily life now as modern people. They continue to support both your body and your spirit.
没错，好，所以呢，我们这一句话就是讲说，这一个所谓的野枣呢，它不管是从我们刚才讲的这些古兰经里面的宗教典籍啦，一直到我们现代的厨房里面，你可以作为饮料啦，作为很好吃的这些甜点啦，那么呢，这些野枣呢，continue to 就持续的。可以来滋养 support 就是支撑支持我们，不管是我们的身体方面心灵方面，就不但可以让你健康，也可以让你变聪明所以你的身体心灵都被它滋养着。
Awesome. Okay. Whether they are eaten fresh or dried, this ancient fruit remains a global symbol of nutrition and celebration. So when we say something remains, it means it continues to be. So it continues to be a global symbol of nutrition and celebration.
没错，所以这个文章的最后的结尾就是说，不论呢我们把这个所谓的野枣呢，我们拿来吃，被我们吃嘛不管你是怎么吃呢，第一个你要新鲜的，就这样子鲜食来吃，或者你要把它弄干变成果干来吃，不管你想要怎么吃呢，这样子的一种古老的水果呢，它仍然是就老师刚才讲的 remain 就类似 continue 这样子意思，它依旧仍然呢是一个全球的一种象征性。象征的什么呢 ？Nutrition， 我们知道它有很多的营养的成分。还有第二个，你也可以在 wedding 的时候啦，或者是一些什么样的 festival 里面呢，来庆祝它。所以呢，它也是一种庆贺的象征。
Okay, and that is all the time that we have for our little date.
Our superfood.
Our superfood introduction. So now you know all you ever wanted to know about the date. And hopefully you appreciate it more. And next time you have one, you will be just, you'll never think of it the same.
But don't eat too much.
No, not too much. Okay. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.